We live. Pop-up TV, episode 40.
Pop up on them, oh yo,
We back
man.
with it.
Episode 40, y'all. You already know we finally made it to number 40.
Facts.
As y'all can
Yes,
see,
sirski.
we not alone this episode. We got some special guests with us. We got the ladies of Soul Flow. Oh, that Soul Flow. Y'all already know we got Sunshine.
But.
No introduction needed. I'm sure everybody, especially those in Palm Beach that know them, y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know. So we're gonna talk to them later about what they got going on, which is a lot, but we're gonna get into
Facts.
it. We're gonna start how we normally do though. For now, let's talk about this sports situation. So the NBA finals that went down, that's has come to an end. Might have been kind of a surprise to some people how it finished. So I'm gonna let y'all go first. How y'all think? Clay, how was you feeling with the Bucks taking
I mean,
on?
I ain't gonna say I'm surprised, but I would definitely say with that 50-point performance, Antetokounmpo definitely gained not only my respect, but I'm sure a lot of respect around the league. So yeah, he did his thing. Respect for respect's his due. You know what I'm saying?
Word. I don't know. I was still rooting for the Suns, to be honest. But
same.
But the Bucks definitely that was well deserved. Dom, what you think? Was you watching it? You saw that game?
Y'all heard me last episode when I said what was it? Bucks and what was it? I said 6. It ended up being Bucks and 5, right?
Yeah, it was 5, right? I think over.
Yeah.
I
think
was it 6?
No, yeah, what? No, it was 6. It was still 6.
Whatever it was,
still 6.
Giannis went crazy.
Yeah.
No, it was still 6. Yeah,
Whichever
Bucks
it
and
was.
6.
Yeah, I think it was 6. Yeah, it was 6. But yeah, Giannis went crazy. Also, the Suns, they didn't do too hot. I feel like that last game on defense, you feel me? So that's part of why I feel like they really slipped up. So with that being said, though, I guess my question is to y'all, do y'all think this is going to be Giannis's first and last, or y'all think he got more to come as far as?
Nah, he definitely got more. He got more.
Yeah,
I don't know how much
he
more.
got more.
But
I think he got more, but at the same time, it's hard to say because you got to think about a lot of other young people and a lot of young players in the NBA who are still up and coming, like Doncic and Trae Young, and you know what I'm saying, and even what's his name, Donovan Mitchell. You know, you got to think of a lot of other young players that he's gonna be going up against for the rest of his career. So it's tough to say, but right now he got it. You know, he got the ring, he got his first ring, so he got it right now.
Sure. Ladies, did y'all get a chance? Did y'all see any of the finals? Did y'all keep up with it? Did y'all have a team you was rooting for, or y'all didn't really get a chance to check it out?
Honestly, I wasn't really tapping into the finals this year. I really been more.
Not even the semifinals or any of the you just playoffs in general.
A lot of times when I was peeping it out, it would be when we're out to eat and it's it's playing and whatever.
Right,
I know that's bad to say, but this year I wasn't really tapped into it, and it's just I barely watch TV, so it's just
I feel you on that one. It's been
the
past year has been it's just kind of different as far as I feel like COVID and everything has making us we want to be more outside, doing more interacting with each other. You don't really want to
be. I'm trying to play ball.
Right. You're trying to play. You're trying to start
Same.
Facts.
I play way more than I watch. I'll say that.
Word. So you can ball. You nice.
I retired from that lifestyle, but you're not still.
I retired from that lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I met
once a hooper, always a hooper.
I'm sure she could ball.
Yeah.
Once a hooper, always a hooper.
Yeah,
that's a fact. I just be chilling. I still doing fun.
I feel you.
That's what it's about.
What's interesting too, also side note about talking about the whole basketball NBA thing. Team USA in the Olympics, they lost, right? I think France.
They get on my fucking nerves. They lost to France yesterday morning, bro. I was sick.
How y'all got all the superstars in the NBA and y'all ass them boys
is
tripping.
You can't say that.
They don't got everybody.
Nah.
They don't got LeBron. They don't got Steph.
Wow.
Who lost?
Then the girls lost as well.
The girls lost
the
too.
girls lost too.
Oh, they did.
You know what somebody was saying? They were saying it's gonna turn into how the MLS is all the.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying?
Messi.
Yeah. In the Olympics is gonna be a lot of the superstars in the NBA from different. Sorry, I mixed that up. But a lot of the superstars in the NBA are gonna be from different countries and stuff
Countries, right?
Yeah, no,
which is starting to happen already.
And so, how would it work with Giannis? He could play for either.
No. That nigga got to play for Greece.
I'm pretty sure he has to play for Greece.
Yeah. Okay, so he can't play for no type of African team at all.
Oh well, I don't know about that. But
no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you'd have to play for Greece. That's where he was born.
Okay. So what is his African lineage? It's just his parents. He never actually lived there and spent no actual time. No.
That's a good question. Maybe his parents is just African, and you know what I'm saying, kind of like how our parents are Jamaican. If we were to do an Olympic sport, we would have to play for the U.S. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I don't know how the Olympics work, to be real. I don't know.
Word.
I mean, you could change your citizenship, like if you're able to. But.
Yeah, because I know, but I was gonna ask you, does France have any players, like any like NBA players on it?
The only NBA players they had on their team, bro, was Nicholas Batum, Evan Fournier.
What?
Who else they had? I know there was like 2 more, but like some role players, bro. Like nobody big.
Like,
right.
Them boys is straight though.
Yeah, they had a squad though. They was balling. I ain't gonna lie. They was holding it down.
Yeah, it was straight.
Got you. Well, I guess we're gonna keep up with it. Shout out Team USA. Sorry for they lost, you feel me? But is what it is. Like you said, they don't really got the top superstars this year that they could, I guess, or this Olympic run. So
they need to watch the highlights what LeBron and Kobe was doing.
Yeah,
oh, have mercy. I was watching that shit on Instagram earlier.
Facts. They was going ham.
It was
moving on though, let's keep it pushing. So next I want to talk about this Power. I don't know if any of y'all ladies either, if y'all got a chance to check it out. The Book of Power, the Raising Cain. Clay, you saw it?
I watched that. I seen the second episode today, actually.
Yeah, I seen the first 2 episodes, bro. To be honest with you, I like it more than I like the what was the other one? Ghost or Book of Ghosts?
Oh, the Book of Ghosts, where it's about Tariq.
Yeah, right. I think this is more like, I don't know if it's because it takes place in the 90s, but this feels more kind of down to earth and kind of real. You know what I'm saying? Like
most likely, yeah, it does have that feel.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I don't know. Did anybody else get a chance to check it out? Ladies, y'all saw any of the episodes? Y'all watched it?
You said about the Book of Power?
You know, like how there was Power, the actual show. Like they're doing like there's 5 spinoffs now at this point. Like this is like mad.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of spinoffs.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Have you watched the original Power?
We're back to square one where we don't watch TV.
That's true.
That's actually good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably putting in too much work to even watch TV.
That's what I'm saying. They working too hard to watch the TV.
That's a fact.
But you know what? The way it reminded me of, like what the story I guess seems to remind me of is like the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. Like 50. It's basically 50 Cent's life.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
like even the characters,
like his mom.
Yeah, like his mom and his uncles, and then there's like, you feel me? Like he, but it's cool. It's a cool little little side story, I guess, the whole Power thing. It's definitely doing numbers from what I heard.
But I was fucking with it heavy, ladies. If y'all decide to watch some TV, it's a good show to check into.
There's just so much catching up to do. Like for real, like I used to watch the first, like I think up to the 3rd season, but then I got lost in the sauce and I just couldn't catch back up. And everybody was giving spoiler alerts. It was just
The good thing about these separate seasons or whatever, like you don't necessarily have to watch the previous season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like you don't need to do no catching up. They kind of give you just the story straight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's like 1 or 2 things here and there that a previous like watcher would know. Oh, damn, this is this person's brother, or this is this person's sister, cousin, blah, blah, blah. But you don't really need to watch the other seasons to get this one. But
so that's Power. Book of, what's it called? Raising Cain. Everyone check it out.
Raising
I think
Cain,
it comes on Sundays at like 10 o'clock on Stars, right?
I mean, I don't know what time it come on. I got the Stars app, so I watch that shit first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I got the app, but definitely check it out. I would recommend it. Trust me. All right, so all right. Next subject. This is something that I feel like everybody must know something about because he's been going ham in the, the headlines recently. Kanye West and this whole Donda situation with the album and stuff like that.
Go ahead and say it, Jay.
I told y'all niggas I was right. That this nigga's not going to drop no album. I told y'all this is not going to happen.
If I would have bet you, you'd have been 100%. You'd be like, I'm 100%, bro.
Mad niggas. And that day, everybody was like, no, he dropping it. It's official. Apple made it. I was like, nigga, Apple does not matter. None of that matters. This nigga works on his own time. And on top of that, like I was saying too, once the listening party situation happens and he's that kind of artist where he has that reaction with the crowd and he hears people's opinions, he wants to make things, you know what I mean? So I knew that once that listening party took place, he was going to do some edits to it and it wasn't going to come out. Was I predicting 2 weeks later, August 6th? Not really. I was thinking maybe he'd take a day or 2 or 3. I didn't think he was going to live inside the fucking Mercedes-Benz Stadium either. But
literally.
My man's living inside the Mercedes-Benz. He's living inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right now. Like
like him and his crew, like all
like
in Atlanta, like they're actually living like in the stadium.
Because he wants to like keep the energy. He said the energy of the party or the listening party was so dope.
Yeah, and it's like it's not something that this is the weirdest way he's done it, but it's something that he's been doing since like I think like 808s and Heartbreak. I think that he did in Hawaii, but he would just fly random people in, like artists in to work on it. It's like I guess he likes to have everyone in one spot kind of thing, which I get, music comes out.
I think wasn't it the reason why he even started that to begin with was because of the whole leaking of music situation?
Yeah, and then like
him sending shit through
emails
the email
and stuff. Yeah, like I guess
shit
like
get lit.
So as artists, especially all y'all are artists. So that's kind of what I wanted to lean to as far as getting y'all's opinion. Do y'all think like this whole Kanye West thing and how he does everything is a little bit too much, too extra? You think it's all hype? Like,
it wouldn't be Kanye if he didn't.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what we always expect from Kanye is to push the grain or do something or say something that we wouldn't normally. You feel me? So I wouldn't expect it. I don't think he'd be Kanye today without doing those type of moves and doing those kind of things. So it's kind of like we accept Kanye. Like he's still at the cookout, but he the cousin that everybody's just like, don't mess with that cousin. That's true. We all know how he is.
Facts. Yeah, like
that's a fact.
So I saw like a lot of, as far as like the backlash to it. I don't know, like, I mean, I've been on like Reddit and like, Kanye West fan subs and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever been on a Reddit sub for artists or whatever, but fans are fucking nuts. Like, so that night when he didn't drop it, the reaction was just crazy. And I will say though, while I respect his whole, creative process, I feel like he really cut himself short streaming wise by not dropping it right at midnight after he did that listening party thing, because like I feel like half the world would have streamed it at that moment if he had dropped it.
But still, when he does drop it, I feel like half the world still will stream it because I know I'm a streamer.
I feel like you're gonna have to come with another gimmick though.
That's while I feel like he Kanye, I feel like nobody can make lightning strike twice. That shit that he did the other night at that stadium, I don't think he could pull that whole thing again, especially to have the same effect on August 6th, which I guess is next Friday or the Friday after. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the album. I would say too, when he dropped his last album, the gospel-ish album, Jesus is King or whatever, kind of did the same thing. Like he did a couple listening parties and he postponed it. And I would say personally, I don't think what he released was worth the extended time that he had people waiting. But that was I feel like that with that album, he had to stay on that kind of gospel subject matter. And from what we heard from this album, it seems like that's not the case anymore. So because they're saying he should.
But what's your opinion on the album though? I want to know.
I mean, from what I heard, and you see, that's the thing. Like another thing that I'm hearing is that what he played ain't the album. I heard that.
Jesus Christ.
That's not even. I heard those songs he played are completely different than the songs he played when he did the Las Vegas listening party. I heard some of them he played, like the one with the Jay-Z verse. Some of his homeboys didn't even know he had that shit. That when he played it at that moment, like. Niggas are saying now whoever comes out on August 6th might be a whole nother completely different set of songs. So, but if you're asking me how I felt about what I heard, I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. Like that could have been just the vibe of the whole stadium live effect and being in the moment and watching it. But I feel like it definitely sounded better than Jesus is King. And especially as far as like everybody can listen to it. You know what I mean? Like had a lot of features on there and stuff. So yeah, definitely gonna be looking forward to it. Donda. So I guess August 6th. Next time we talk about that. If we don't know, might be August 6th.
Remember, you said 1 to 2 months last time we did the show.
It could be, yeah.
So let's see.
It's on to October, so this might not drop for another month. I wouldn't be surprised, but we'll see. I
can't get a hit on that because I know we're gonna get into our music soon. But we've had a mixtape that has not dropped yet, but people sing along the songs. That's how bad.
Because y'all we gonna talk about that too. I'm gonna talk about y'all's live because I seen 2 of y'all's live sets. So we're gonna talk about how y'all connect with the crowd and all that. But yeah, you're right. Like sometimes if you're an artist, you got your music on lock and it's not time yet. So you know when the time comes. All right, so moving on though, let's talk real quick about we're gonna segue into the whole kind of men and women subject. So I think this first topic would be a good segue.
It's perfect segue.
What's going on with Lil Durk in India? So I'm gonna tell y'all what I heard. I don't know if anybody else heard this story, but Lil Durk is dating some girl named India. I wasn't aware of this until the situation, but apparently he is. A couple days ago, or maybe even a week ago, they apparently were victim to a home invasion, and if I'm not they actually came in shooting, I guess. So I don't know who shot first, but from what they're saying is Lil Durk had the gun he was shooting in India, picked up the tool too, and started busting back. And they walked out with their lives and their belongings. So
that shit sound like a movie, bro. There's got to be some kind of, it got to be something like like a false tale, like, you know what I'm saying? They probably just like, yo, say this to you know what I'm saying?
They gassed it a little bit.
Yeah, they gassed that. Because that shit, like, just picture it in your head, bro. Robbers come in.
It happens. Home
Dirk
invasions
picks up
happen.
the gun. She picks up the gun and they just start busting. Like, come on, bro. That shit.
All right, boom. So with that's basically what we're gonna try to talk about here. So if you, I'm gonna get the ladies' opinions first, but if you and your significant other is in the house, and if you already know, I'm gonna shoot. You like, all right, somebody come in here and I got a gun and I'm protecting myself. I'm gonna shoot. You wouldn't expect your significant other to or would you not at least be impressed if you saw them pick up the gun and start?
Imagine that.
You would be like, damn, okay.
You shooting mid shot. You like,
I'll probably do a quick double take.
Yeah, you
like, oh shit.
So, ladies, what y'all think? If you in there with significant other, you helping them, you picking up and busting back, or you think, all right, let them handle that, or like, how you feel?
I feel like it's definitely like I got your back type of thing. I'm not saying like, oh, they planned for it. But I definitely think they've probably been to the range a couple times. They have a lot of experience in that. And it's more of a, if I got a gun, we got a gun, like, we protecting our house.
Our house, right.
I don't think it's nothing too crazy. It's just because they're so famous that
yeah.
But people have home invasions and they shoot back and,
and
defend themselves. So
it's
definitely necessary.
That's the word I'm thinking about is necessary. Like, why are you here if you're not busting back?
Right. So, and that was my next question. So, are you mad if this home invasion happens and your significant other doesn't shoot back? Are you mad? Like, yo, what you was doing? There was a whole nother.
I actually heard Kevin Samuels talking to somebody about like how a woman has to stay at her place, and like if a home exact scenario, if a home invasion happened. And he said she was wrong because she said she would bust back. He said, and that's what's wrong with women. They don't stand in their position behind the man.
That's stupid.
This is what he said. But in my mind, cool. Even if my man is on the foreground busting and the kids are behind me, if I better have a gun, if they know we got guns, they better know how to use them too. Like when it comes, and I think that's where like the stigma with guns comes in, because like guns are here, they're not going anywhere. So you better learn how to use them.
That's true.
Right. And at the end
you better
of the day,
know how to protect yourself.
At the end of the day, guns don't just like, they don't just pick up themselves and shoot. People got to pick them up. So
they're just a tool.
They're just a tool. And, I've seen situations with home invasions where, whether it be there was more than one gun in the household or whatever, dad might have been at the forefront shooting, but unfortunately he's down and mom is still alive with the kids. She can't just take the L. She can't just be like, oh, dad is dead, let's just lay down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
but what I was thinking, like that whole situation, how everybody, like you said, was boosting it up. Like she was in that situation. If she got a gun, like y'all said, like you better shoot it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you like, if you have the gun, you know how to shoot it, you better shoot at them. If you ain't got no kids, like you said, kids. If there was kids there, I would expect them to like take care of the kids first. Like get out of there with the kids.
Yeah, get out the way, get them out of harm's way.
Exactly. That'll be the first thing that comes to mind. But if both of y'all single and y'all both got guns, man, y'all better bust, both of y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
If you're together, you kind of invested in each other,
Exactly.
Like
it's a fact.
to protect my investments.
Exactly. So everybody boosting it up, going crazy. Oh, she's a ride or die. Like, it was like that don't even make sense. That
well too.
Say it again.
I feel like it's saving her life as well too.
Exactly. Like it's common situation. It's common sense.
She's in another room and he's in one room and she just comes out hearing gunshots, But like, they all keep their guns close or whatever. So it's like she might have to come out like, damn, I don't even know where it is coming from.
Words, niggas is just shooting like.
So you don't know what angle it is. Just defending yourself.
Yeah, defending yourself.
Your partner's back, your friend's back. Sometimes it'd be for your friends you have to shoot for. Like it's like. Facts. If we all in the house and someone come home and invade, it's whoever got the guns. It's gonna bust.
We all in here.
Facts. Speaking of Kevin Samuels, ladies, so how y'all feel? He's been kind of a hot topic, recently. How y'all feel is this? Y'all think he's you think he's people should look to him for advice, or you don't think his advice is worth listening to?
I'm gonna answer your question with a question, and I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
How many women you ever seen Kevin Samuels with?
Yo,
I don't know the man.
That's the funny thing. I know exactly where you're getting with that.
So what you mean? What you mean? Like you saying that? What are you saying?
How many women have you ever seen?
I have not seen it with none. I don't even be watching shit like that.
You got a lot to say about women, but the men that I've ever had the most to say about women are the ones that are around them.
Right. So what are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that I don't know how well the advice he's giving out is working because I never see him with any women.
Facts.
And not only that, I was gonna say, to back up her point, I never ever heard of him even having a positive conversation with a woman. I feel like he's always putting these women down, which, I mean, I understand he's trying to help them face reality, like that's his goal. Right. But it's like, bro, like you gotta at least do some type of positive communication for people to see that you will have a good intention. If he does have a good intention, because I just feel like he'd be an asshole, no kids.
So let me ask you this. And I always ask people this on the subject of Kevin Samuels. Mm-hmm. And full disclosure too, I do not agree with this nigga. I don't watch his videos to support him in no type of way.
Yeah,
just
word.
Wondering people's opinion. So like you said, he seems to only use negative reinforcement to get people to see his point or change. Would you not say, with your experience going through life, people more so react to negative reinforcement than positive reinforcement, especially if they really, really want to change? Because, wouldn't you say, like, if when people come to you, like, say, I've had people, girls specifically, if like we were chilling or whatever, would be like, oh, how do I look at this? Or should I wear this? Or should I wear this? Which personally, I don't even think that should be that should be you, you know what I mean? Like, but I'll give an opinion and they'll be like, nah, that's not what I was trying to hear. So it's like, don't you kind of see why people like him are like, well, because people in general react more when you're like, yeah, nigga, like being more, kind of on them. Just like your parents growing up. Our parents were kind of like, when they really wanted to get on us and do some shit, they didn't say it nicely. You get what I'm saying? They were like kind of almost threatening, like, nigga, you better do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So would you not agree? You don't think so?
It's understood as far as positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, because sometimes you have to like tell people what they don't want to hear at times. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's a fine line between telling people like constructive criticism and being disrespectful, Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's where I draw a line as far as with Kevin Samuels. There's a lot of ways he kind of disrespects women in his process.
So what are some like because I've never I've never watched. I've seen little clips, but I've never seen him give like a full session or whatever. Does he does he literally insult people? Like, will he talk about
like he rates women and tells them if they're quality or not. And sometimes I feel like you can't be the person to tell someone you're not worthy of ever getting a man because you have certain things in your life or certain positions or views, and vice versa. I feel like as women, we won't tell a man, yo, because you're not this certain type of person, you're never gonna have a woman, Right. So it's just a matter of, or rate a man on a scale, because maybe my 10 is someone's 1,
That's what I always tell people. Yeah, it's true.
So I feel like you can't judge people like that. And I a lot of times when I see the videos that go viral or whatever, it's like really a thin line between being mad disrespectful. He's just like, you're not, you have you don't have enough income coming in, you don't deserve this type of man, or you have kids already, you don't deserve this type of man. Like, yo, like, how do you know? How could you speak for every dude out here? So
and I agree with you on that. Like, whenever on both sides, whenever I hear men generalizing situations with women, or I hear women generalizing situations with men, I'm like, yo, you cannot speak for the entire pool of that gender because of your experience with 2-3 people that you dated or whatever that you spoke to. You know what I mean? Like, you can't
have to be one person.
Yeah, because even like using that as an example, telling somebody, oh, you got 2-3 kids, ain't nobody gonna want you. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of dudes that have no problem dating women with children. Like, I don't. So
dude, I hear with 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't see how people. But then it's like, why would you even? look to someone like that for advice and listen to them or think that they even were, you know what I mean? Like they were,
think he just,
what does he have? What is his credentials?
I think he
giving people this advice.
I think he built like an OD
it's
cult
part
following.
of the gimmick as well. Because
Yeah, and that's what Skrilla was saying.
He was coming up as like probably a positive speaker, but then when he realized, one good time, if I start doing it this way, it draws more attention.
That's what I keep saying.
Got stuck in that kind of demeanor and like, okay, let me just be so critical, so because it's gonna get more views. Right. So I don't knock the man's hustle. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I just don't like the disrespect at times. Because some of the videos is just like, and then he hangs up on them. So it's like, damn, that's even. You can't even probably
like you said though, I feel like all that once he, once he saw his views of what the videos people liked more and the people were watching, because people like controversy, and I know my shit is lagging OD. I don't know why. But yeah, so people like, I feel like people like controversy and stuff like that. So when he notices that, all right, when I cuss out a girl or I hang up on her, that gets XYZ amount of views. So you know what I mean? Like nobody really
equal dollars, morals, not so much. People cancel one day and wake up and drop a song the next, and they're back. Okay,
and then they're still gonna watch it even if you're canceled.
Yeah,
so it's like
if there's like a show, the bar is so low morality. I feel like today and age, because like people will care today, and then there's so much information coming so fast, they just move on to the next thing.
I don't know. The only thing I'll say is the fact that as a Black community, we need to stop being the ones judging each other. And like, hate to say, you don't really see too many other races like, bashing their own so hard. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
So like, don't just. And I think that's the main thing. It's just like, we could definitely give each other criticism, but I don't think we should be going live and be like, you're not worthy. Like when we gotta bring each other together. So I think that's the main thing.
Like I tell people, I don't know, EJ, is it still lagging? It's like lagging.
Yeah. If you got anything going on in the background, just like exit out of that.
Yeah, maybe. I'll try to exit out. But yeah, so I tell people all the time, like even with this like side, but even with like the word nigger or like derogatory terms that people use for races, nigger is the most used one, or nigga, I guess you could say, because like other races and other even like homosexuals and stuff, they don't allow the bad terms people use for them to be as accepted. You get what I'm saying? So it's like how Black people talk to each other. We call each other nigga all the time. It's in music. The rap is the most popular music in the world, and every rap song says nigga. But then we get mad when certain people are so accustomed to saying it, but it's like, you do not hear the word faggot being used just. You don't hear the word kike being used just. You don't be hearing the word spick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, you just got canceled 3 times away.
Oh yeah.
Canceled.
Well, facts though, like for real, but that's why those words sound so crazy hearing them, because you never hear them. Like
you never hear them,
as opposed to nigga, which you hear 100 times a day. So
that's true.
Just a thought, and I think that goes with like how we were saying, the way we get as Black people, we just be shitting on each other sometimes. You feel me? Like
heavy.
And then we expect progression and stuff, and it's like, I don't know.
When it comes to Kevin Samuels, what I believe, I think like he like built that stigma or whatever, how he is, and he has to continue. Like if he stopped, he ain't getting paid no more. So I feel like he has to continue, and he can't bring a female up now and just completely agree with everything she says. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He'll be unauthentic.
Yeah. He has to be. He got to the point where he has to be. He's not being real at this point. In my belief, I believe like some point, maybe sometimes he's real, but like some points he's just doing shit for views.
But so has there ever been a situation where he was like actually really positive to a woman, like you like had straight positive things to say, or is that just not happening?
I don't know.
To be honest, I don't watch him enough to know, but like all the stuff that I see go viral, not really that positive. It's constructive criticism, if that's what you want to call it, but I think it's what it is. But I don't really sit and tap into him just because of what I've seen. I'm not really going to engage in something that I feel.
Or
agreed.
I feel like, let me see what they're saying. I guess he wears a suit too. People like watching niggas in suits. That's true.
Okay.
Jay just got this whole thing demonetized. Kevin Samuels was at the So anyway, But moving on, so segueing into the rest of the conversations about this whole men and women thing. Okay, let's not talk about that first. We're gonna talk about. All right, so let's talk about this marital and spousal support. I don't know if y'all know exactly what that is, as far as like, I guess when you get divorced from somebody that you were married to for a long time, you're required to pay them a certain amount of money if you make a certain amount of money. I guess this happened recently with like Jeff Bezos and and Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre has to pay his wife $300,000 a month for the rest of his life, which sucks. But so what do y'all think? I could assume, I'd imagine what the guys probably think, but ladies, what do y'all think as far as like, and also I'd like to put out for the record, the only known situation where a woman, I believe, is paying a man spousal support is Halle Berry, who pays whatever that nigga was that she was dating or married to.
I think
J-Lo too?
Another
Really?
one recently. Mary J.
Who'd you say?
Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah.
Oh, Monique as well too.
Who?
Monique.
Oh, Monique is divorced from that dude?
I think she remarried, but I know there was like one of her first marriages. She made like this comedy skit like about how she was still paying him. She made a couple jokes about that, like this guy still got me paying him. But I think
that's crazy.
So, yeah, what do y'all think about that?
All right, so my opinion, this is such a hard topic as far as marriage goes, because in my mind, I think a lot of people get married for love. As you know, emotionally, that sounds about right, but we're literally turning in a document. Once you choose to go to the legal side of things, you're now interjoining as a business, and none of those vows mentions anything about love. It's all about a business agreement. And if you decide to not do it till death do us part, I feel like you kind of knew that when you signed up.
Right, yeah. Right.
So whichever way it goes, because sometimes people like forget, and this is kind of one of those things, segueing back into Kevin Samuels, but I don't want to keep talking about him. No. But this is one of those things where it's like, sometimes I think how people contribute is overlooked, because sometimes that moral support could have been the difference between you choosing to take the next step or breaking down, and that person being there, having your back, sometimes is the reason that you're that, that helped you get to the next level. So however the person contributes, you decide to be in an agreement with them, a business agreement that says, hey, this is what we decided to do. So if you weren't my homie enough, people change all the time. But if you weren't my homie enough, even if we decide that we're going to break this down and we're going to go our separate ways, I would hope that we make the agreement that fits both of us. But if I was the person that maintained a certain lifestyle or vice versa, this is what we signed up for. This is what we signed up for. So if we decide we change and we grow apart or whatever, like, I feel like that's the legality of it.
Right, that's the legality of it. That's true. Yeah. I feel, to me, it's just like, if we're talking specifically like, the Dr. Dre situation, it's like, if I'm making beats and music since like 1990 something, and you ain't never stepped in to help me put one fucking bass down or one snare, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to sit there and be like, you need, and okay, I get what you're saying about like the emotional support. Maybe, how do we put a price on that though? Like, oh, you loved me when I came home from the tour in 99. So
I think the one thing that is also sometimes not seen is the things behind the scenes, because at the end of the day, you said she might not put no snare, but you don't know what type of inspiration she gave. You don't know what type of litigation she's been doing, what type of running the business and management. She could have been sucking that thing so good every night, even when she didn't want to, because she know them beats money was coming in.
$300,000 a month? $300,000 a month worth of dick sucking? That's crazy. You understand? That's buying somebody a house every month.
You could have paid that to a prostitute in another way, or tricking off on hoes, but you did it with somebody.
But I don't even think it's about necessarily just like the sex life as well, because people that you choose to marry, this is someone that you, like you said, you're about to sign into this business agreement. You feel me? So there definitely has to be aspects that she was doing management, she was doing this and that, and even with like kids wise, like even you like taking care of kids. And mind you, now the reason that she was probably getting so much is if they have kids together, there's a lifestyle that the kids have to manage as well. And a lot of times with dating celebrities, with dating artists, the spouse sometimes not around enough, like they have the funds to support the kids, but as far as being there, so this lifestyle has to be maintained. This person has to always keep the kids under wraps, keep this and that. So like, and you don't know what type of work she's doing. Maybe she might be doing all his paperwork. She might be the one doing this and that, because that's what couples tend to do when they get to that level.
That's true. That's true.
So sometimes she doesn't necessarily get paid for that. A lot of things that women do in the house, they don't necessarily get paid for: cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids, and then on top of that, whatever responsibilities you give them or whatever jobs that they have. And so a lot of stuff gets overlooked. So $300,000, that's a lot, but it's because it's based off of the lifestyle. It's based off of his wealth as well. But mind you, together they accumulate wealth. So
what if? Listen, I agree. I get what you're saying. There is more than just like, okay, she didn't help the nigga make no beats, whatever. And like you said, when you get into a marriage, we both know what we signing up for here. We know how this goes. But it's like, I'm very specific with numbers and spending my money on what it's worth and what.
Can you put a price on your children?
My children is not my wife that's leaving me for whatever reason. My children don't love me unconditionally for my whole life. But the only reason your children could come into this earth, and the reason you chose her, was because you trust that if you're not there, she's going to make the decisions that are aligned with legacy, and the whole reason why you're alive is to pass it on to those seeds that she's taking care of.
But that's believable.
Why should I be paying a price for that? You should be doing that regardless, because you're these children's mother and I'm their father. I have certain responsibilities as a man I'm supposed to take care of, especially if I'm the one that's making enough money to be giving you $300,000 a month. All right, why is it that everything must be in your hands now because you've ended the relationship, or we decided to end it and I got to go, or you're kicking me out, whichever it is?
It's not necessarily in his hands though. It's just
it's in her. If I got to give you, once I sign that check and give you $300,000, I don't know what you're doing with it a month. You could go. You feel me? Like, it's not monitored. I'm not watching you spend it.
It's understood, but I feel like mostly the fact when you have kids, it's the lifestyle as well. Because mind you, yes, how about if she was for the whole time you're in the marriage taking care of the kids, solely like taking care of household and management? She's not necessarily getting paid for that, So when you do end up separating, she still has to manage, hey, I have to take care of these kids because you're still going to continue doing the work that you do. You're still probably not going to be around as much. So I still have to maintain that same lifestyle for these kids. As far as relationships that they don't have kids involved and it's just like split like that.
But this is where I'm confused. And I'm not trying to be condescending. I really am trying to like get what this means. When they say like, okay, I have to maintain these children's lifestyle, right? Why can't we still maintain these children's lifestyle with me holding my money? Like, I just don't understand why there has to be a dedicated set amount of money to give to your ex-spouse in order to, separate from child support, to maintain a lifestyle. That just seems, I don't get how they put a price on it.
I understand because we keep including the kids, whereas like you guys are saying, sometimes the situation there are no kids. Right.
Yeah, but let's say there are, because in the Dr. Dre situation, there are.
Okay. Well, they're not young kids though. They're not young.
Yeah, they're like.
But let's just say they
every time they need something, if she spent her life dedicated to maintaining Dr. Dre's legacy through his children and his household, and she didn't have no hobbies and nothing, she was just fully dedicated to that, and she made sure that when he got home, he was king, right? So he could keep being a king. So if she dedicated all that to him and their family, when they decide to separate, every time the kids need something, she's gonna have to, go to her retail job and maintain their lifestyle that they just left with their dad, or they gonna go live at the dad's house. And he gonna be able to maintain them when he's working all day? Hell no. I need a little bit of money to maintain these kids. They got soccer, they got this, and they're not hanging out with regular kids. They're hanging out with other kids that we're hanging out with. They were hanging out with when we were together.
And I'm saying this to you like I would say it to the judge. If the judge had just said that to me, like, look, nigga, this is the reason why you gotta pay this. I would bring out some receipts. I would be like, judge, I have never spent $300,000 on these children in a month in my fucking life. So why on earth?
He hasn't?
Come on, you mean to tell me like as rich as Dr. Dre?
That's a lot of money.
He was spending $300,000 a month every year since these children were born on them. I'm not jacking that, bro. I'm sorry. There is no way.
That's a lot of money.
Maybe there's a specific month where he he might have bought somebody a car or Benz or some shit where, you know, a specific month or a birthday or something. But
okay, but what about singing lessons and getting their car maintenance and they need this
They don't do that every month.
Graduation, this and that.
Everything you're saying does not add up to $300,000.
Yeah, that too.
It does not.
They go to private schools.
Yeah,
they
like,
go to they're living a totally different lifestyle.
That's the only reason I'll say that is because, like, even growing up in Wellington, like, and this is not rich Dr. Dre. There's wealthy people that are probably just as much, but these kids live a different lifestyle for real. Like, the equestrian kids have a certain maintenance.
They have horses in their front yard.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that costs.
I heard horses are actually pretty cheap. They're not that expensive.
I get that. And like they said, I get that. That's a certain lifestyle.
But one thing I'll say though, that it causes like problems. Not I won't say a problem, but as far as like when it comes to divorces and everything, is that sometimes the men who are in the position, they kind of go the stingy route and don't want to give anything. And then that's when it's like,
that's different. That's
when they go to court. And then a lot of times the women end up getting a lot because they were just being stingy in the beginning when they worked something out before.
I throw them niggas in a whole different category. If you ducking and dodging your responsibilities as a father and your child support,
yeah, that's different.
You need, if it has to be.
I'm not saying ducking and dodging, but you know, like sometimes wealthy men, like, it's not like they're avoiding their responsibility, but they're lowballing. Let's put it like that. They're lowballing their wife, and then, mind you maintained this like just the same.
Yeah, I already feel like.
What is? Let me ask you this, because what is lowballing? Because growing up when I was even a kid, right, and obviously I didn't grow up with my parents weren't rich or nothing like that. But even when there was things that they could afford, if it wasn't something I deserved or something I needed, they did not allow it to me just because, you know what I mean, that's a part of.
That's a fact.
So even if I'm making $1 billion a month, a year, whatever, you cannot put a point on, oh yeah, your kids need $300,000 a month. No, nigga, because there might be a month where I might take them on vacation this one month and spend 500 racks on it. You feel me? So why cannot, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different if you're a dad where it's like, you're not seeing the kids, you're not talking to them, they can't get in contact with you, niggas can't find you. Then it's like, all right, bro, you need to make sure this money is at this spot at this exact time every month. But if I have a relationship with my children and my daughter could text me in 2 minutes and say, Dad, I need $100. Dad, I need $500. Why does a judge need to tell me to have a certain amount of money? Because, and that's, I think, where you get fathers that are bitter and have bad relationships with their baby mama and their kids. Because if I'm giving your mama and a judge $300,000 a month, don't text me no week, no day of the week of year and say, Dad, I need this or that. Because I'm gonna be like, talk to your mama and talk to that judge because they got $300,000 a month of my money. And you're supposed to what? And I don't want that. I want a relationship with my kids where if my son needs some money for football or whatever, or my daughter needs money for the prom or a dress, text me, ask me, and I'm gonna take you to go get it. Or I'm gonna send you the money, whatever I got to do.
My question,
I don't want no judge, you know.
My question with all that, so spousal support and child support, they two separate things, right?
Yeah, two separate things.
So that's the crazy. I think she got spousal support. She didn't get. That's not.
She got both,
support.
bro. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Child support is probably ending because they're at an age where because once you get to like 20 or 21 or something like that, I think
it's 21. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, then they don't got.
That's that's a ridiculous amount. I can understand if it's Dr. Dre and it's child support. I can understand $300K child support. You feel me? But $300K spousal support, like I know I mean, you can get addicted to a lifestyle, but that's a lot of freaking money, bro.
That just sound like you still my wife, but you not my wife.
Say it again.
He doesn't pay $300K forever, isn't it?
Oh no, in his case, it said to death.
So that she can transition.
Nah, in his case, it's for life.
Until this shit's done. He didn't sign no prenup, so that's what.
In a normal case,
Kanye and them got a prenup, so Kanye might have to do that. But
in a normal case, it'll go for a certain amount of time. But I guess they figured, oh, it's Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to be making such and such X amount of dollars for the rest of his life. Here you go. Pay her $300K for the rest of your life. They said till death.
Isn't it based off of like a percentage of how much he makes and how much she was tied into as well?
Yeah, which does tell you he makes a buku amount of bread. But
he's not a Drake.
They probably literally gave her half. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you know how they say, you know, the wife is going to get half. Like females be like, oh, I'm gonna take half. Like they literally probably gave her half.
I don't know. Articles are saying $300,000 is what he was spending on her a month. How could you? All right, let me ask y'all this.
But even if that is the case, what the fuck?
What would you have to be buying? What would you have to be buying somebody to really be spending $300,000 a month on them?
$10,000 t-shirts.
50 racks and Hermes, like nothing.
That's every month. Especially
people could drop, at a spa. I used to work in a spa. People could drop 10 racks in a spa easy.
They could, but
product and service.
Let me tell you one.
Go ahead.
I worked on Palm Beach Island with YSL, Chanel, and Hermes, and the regular customers come regularly and spend $50K plus every time they come, and they come weekly.
Them niggas do stocks.
Spend.
They got that stock money.
I'm Dr.
Hedge
J,
fund
bro.
money.
I'm like, Your Honor.
People got money, that never.
They do, but I just think there's a difference between for life, Caleb, for life. I think there's a difference between me actually spending $300,000 on somebody a month and someone having access to my bank account and them taking my money and spend. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure. Once even the accountant, whoever did the math without the gym, was like, dog, this is how much you spent. He's probably like, what the fuck? That's how much of my money you spend in a month? He's like,
Yo, NB did say, okay, so I gotta correct that. All right, so it's not till death. It is till she remarries or death. So she either have to remarry.
Wow.
Hey, yo, if I'm getting $300K,
so she just gotta have a boyfriend and she lit.
If niggas is telling you,
all she need is a boyfriend. She lit.
If someone told you, look, though, you're getting $300,000 a month, but the minute you married, you find someone new, that's it. You get married, you're not getting married to nobody for life. You like,
well, nobody does
the month.
I'm like, I don't believe in remarriage.
It got to be an upgrade. It got to be somebody making Dr. Dre money or more. So that's what I'm thinking. She's like, yo, it got to be somebody Dr. Dre money or more. If not, I ain't remarried.
So she remarries. That lady ain't married.
That's what I'm saying. All she need is a boyfriend, and she lit.
Facts.
You lit too.
Go ahead, go. Baby, literally go jump the broom.
We just spend this nigga bread.
Yeah, spend this nigga. Keep making them beats, Dre.
Walk around with the headphones.
Yeah, these shit sound extra good when you. Bro, that's crazy. Life is crazy. But I mean, like I said, bro, they definitely, and again, just to be on the other side of what I was saying on my defense, I do think you have to calculate it.
Oh, this nigga cut off. Or is it just me?
You hear me?
I hear you now.
Can you see me or no?
No, I see you.
You can hear me and see me. You sure?
I can hear you and see you. Okay, I was just making
what's
sure.
The issue?
Okay, you good. I couldn't hear Clay and them, so I thought they were muted.
I didn't say shit. I was wondering.
But they was just looking. Can you hear me and see him? So everybody can hear me and see me or not?
Yeah, good,
yeah, nigga, you never went out.
You just still
laughing. I don't know. This nigga said this nigga just went out. Like, but yeah, like I would definitely say that I'm pretty sure Dr. Dre's family didn't have a very non-emotional years of whatever his rap career. I'm pretty sure there's times when he came home and shit wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? I know that he's probably wasn't very faithful all those years and stuff like that. So I low-key think those are things that they kind of take into consideration when they hand out
pain and suffering.
Yeah, like low-key. That's
once you get that good lawyer and you just hit him with, I've been going through this and that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure a smart woman, every time some shit goes down, she writes that shit down like, okay. Every time.
Especially when you're dealing with bread like that.
And I'm pretty sure for every count of pain and suffering is like $25K.
Yeah. So I'm sure when she went to a lawyer, she let this up. Look at all this shit this nigga did over the years.
Hey, honestly, he should have just made it work like Kobe did. But Kobe made it work when he realized when he was about to go.
That's what I always tell people, like, I don't know what Kobe said or did to his wife.
That shit disappeared.
But it worked. Like, I remember even as a kid when that shit happened and seeing her like at the press conference with him and being like, whoa, this nigga has power. Like, you are at the press conference for your alleged rape and your wife is with you, like next to you, like.
Yeah.
Knowing him, like, I don't know. Sometimes with certain celebrities, I hate to. Damn, that's fucked up. Because I don't want to like downplay anyone's rape allegations. You know, right. Don't really know these people behind closed doors.
But do you think she was? You think she was making it up a little bit?
But I feel like hate this. I don't know. I can't prove anything. I wasn't there, but I just think celebrities tend to be targets. And
that's facts.
This type of matter.
That's a truth.
But mind you, celebrities probably could take advantage of their
of their power and their their status.
Bro, no cap. Let somebody like Beyonce come and like touch my arm like that.
Man, ain't nobody gonna believe Beyonce raped you.
I'm gonna get my bag.
Beyonce not gonna need a lawyer.
You better get that shit on camera.
Beyonce did not rape this man.
He's like, for real, you did.
Hey, with my money.
It's true though. That celebrity pull is for real. Because like you said, like Kobe could have known even in that moment when he was doing whatever, like it's your word against mine, shorty. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a good player in the NBA. Like, they love me. So
I got a wife. Like, I could just say, look, my wife would say I'll never rape anyone. So, you know, like it happened. At the same time, it's just like there's still targets. Like even with like Tupac's one of my favorites. And I don't think he raped nobody, but he still had to do time. He still had to go through that process because
Tupac's situation specifically, I think, was really bullshit. Like I think that
was OD.
Yeah, I think that was bullshit. Yeah, man. You know, celebrity status. Nigga like Kobe, you could call up like, honey, someone's gonna accuse me of rape in like a day or two. It's all lies. It's straight bullshit. Okay, like don't listen to it. And I guess if you married somebody like that, you know, puts you in a position. So it is what it is. But segueing on, moving on, let's talk about the marriage thing. So next thing we're gonna talk about, this is kind of a hot topic because I've been seeing this kind of recently on like TikTok and stuff like that, is woman actually proposing to men, like women getting down on one knee and, you know, having the whole thing. So ladies, again, let me get y'all's opinion on this because I think this is definitely
I was holding it in.
This is obviously new to me because I think as like growing up in our age range, this wasn't much of a thing. So I don't remember seeing it like that. Well, how y'all feel about it? Y'all think a woman, do you think it kind of degrades a woman a little bit to be how to want to get down and propose or no?
I think it's interesting to see, but
it's very interesting to see.
From my point of view, I couldn't see myself doing it, but you know, to each his own to anybody else's situation. You know what I mean? But I think like women tend to throw hints like, hey, I want to get married, but like maybe that's not him, that's like straight up. But not getting down for me. That's like,
you know, every culture is different, but like I just always viewed it as like, you know, like the women, you know, we choose the partner, but then he says like, I'm gonna make you my wife. I'm gonna make you have these kids. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm not traditional in a sense, but I don't know. If a man didn't want to marry me,
you just want to marry him.
I don't want to make him marry me. I want a man that wants to marry me. So I'm not proposing.
Because what's interesting about it is that I would assume with these couples, they've had to have discussed marriage to some extent, you know, in their relationship. So I'd assume it was said at some point, the guy must have said like, oh, I'm not ready yet. And the girl's like, I'm gonna make you ready, nigga. Like you gonna be ready because, you know what I mean? Because like, like you said, same with a man with a woman. If you talking to your girl and she's not ready for marriage yet, don't get down on your knee and propose to her next week at a restaurant in front of like all her friends and stuff. You know, that's just
what I'm thinking. What comes off the top of my head is I'm pretty sure there's a lot of relationships out there where, you know what I'm saying, the female, she may not be masculine or something, but she probably could be the alpha in the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe the one that really take charge of much of what's going on in the relationship. That's the only way that I can see it going on in my head. You know what I'm saying?
I think that comes to the fact of like women will throw hints. Like if I've been like with you or we've been living with each other for 5 years or something, and we're like, or we're all been together, we have a kid together. The woman went, so when are you going to tie the knot? But as far as the emotion of getting down on one knee, I think it's, definitely a man's position. Maybe
traditionally, you usually just see men going down on one knee.
Traditionally, so like you brought up the word alpha, and I kind of consider myself like an alpha female, but in a relationship, one of the best feelings is when I don't have to play alpha with you, and I can be soft. I would, even as an alpha female, I would prefer to be able to have a space where I can be soft and nurturing rather than, you know, not to say the word, I guess, aggressive, but like, you know, more dominant in the situation. Like I'd prefer in that aspect, especially if I'm alpha in so many other ways in my life. I would prefer. So I wouldn't want to get on.
Right, I feel that.
True.
Let me see. So
like,
would you guys accept the proposal?
I don't think I'll be like, yo, listen, we gonna have to.
I'll be like, shorty, you gotta stand up. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, listen, baby,
nah, it's not even
Get up, baby.
If she didn't get on her knee, though, if she didn't get on her knee, would you accept the proposal?
That's a
I
different.
think that's more of just a discussion,
yeah.
though. If like if you just say to me like, oh, so can we...
she bringing out the ring and everything.
Oh, like literally, she's not getting me. Oh, I mean, like,
I don't think that's bad to be honest.
That's
because
tough,
I'm the type of nigga like, and maybe this would be like an insult to her. I'm the type of nigga where like I would, if I really wanted to marry this person, I'd be like, okay, yeah, but I'm gonna still like do my shit. Like next week, I'll get on my knee and do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like just so that, because I'm not, I couldn't
just accept that. Yeah,
maybe it's misogynistic, whatever, but I couldn't just feel good with myself knowing that that's how that went. Like you was the person that proposed. But let's see what. So like that's kind of what Kira said. She said it's interesting. But to each their own. But the topic is, if the man proposed and the girl says no, is the relationship over? So I guess what she's saying is, if you propose to your girl and she says no, is the relationship over?
It doesn't have to be, but I feel like it depends. Yeah,
it depends.
I feel like
what if she says no in front of everybody?
No, because you know what? I feel like people sometimes be putting people in a situation on a spotlight that's not fair. Like, I know for a fact there's been situations where people did want to marry this person and say yes, but they were just extremely uncomfortable with the way they proposed to them or who they did it in front of. Because some people are, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's different.
Yeah, some people would rather you do it like in private.
Yeah, or like something more intimate. You know what I mean? But then these days,
intimate,
people be doing extravagant shit. Like,
you want to do it at halftime at the fucking final game.
Like on the scoreboard and shit. Like, people be doing
I gotta say yes in front of the whole world and shit.
Yeah,
yes,
so I wouldn't put it. I
wouldn't put shorty on blast like that. That's dope.
Yeah.
Especially unless I know. Like, say we talked about this mad times and she said, "Yo, I'm just waiting any day now." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. But I wouldn't feel no way she said no, especially if she said, I'm just like, I'm not ready. Yeah, like I'm not ready. That could happen eventually. I guess you would say why. You would, especially if you don't know, you'd be like, why? Why are you not?
But it's more understood. There's different reasons, and that's like people might not be ready for marriage.
So let me ask y'all this, you know, since we all like kind of in the same age range and stuff like that, and we know times has changed and we in 2021 and all that. Do you think marriage is necessary these days for, you know what I mean? Like, in order to have a successful forever with someone, to live a life and die with them, do you think marriage is, like, what's the point of marriage, do you think, these days?
Papers. That's it?
Nigga
said papers.
That nigga leaning to the microphone, nigga said papers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's true. That's true. But that's papers though. Like you gonna get
papers.
Yeah.
There's benefits to being a joint entity now. There's benefits to that, loans, taxes, all types of different things.
Right. So I guess my question is, beyond the financial and, you know, government legal benefits and stuff like that, why really? You know what I mean? Like, why really get married? Some people do it for the reception, like the party and everything. You know, people want to have a big ass wedding. Some people do it for that.
Yeah, I feel like it's possible. You can tie the knot without the paperwork.
Yeah, and even have a wedding without the paperwork.
Yeah, but then what's that?
I think there's some I think there's some kind of legality behind it. I'm not like 100% sure. That's something.
Yeah, what they're saying is that you can do it without, but it's not, because if you do it, it's like a ceremony. It's not. It's not.
You're technically not married, but you can have the ceremony, the whole wedding procedure go through without necessarily being
Uncle
married.
Sam gonna try and find a way to find out.
Because you know too, if you live with somebody or a group of people for a certain amount of years, you become like common law married or some shit like that too. Like,
I think it's 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years or something like
that. That's why I said that's why Uncle Sam gonna try and find a way to figure out, because you know what I'm saying, they want to make sure everything's documented. You know what I'm saying? If y'all sharing a bank account, they gonna want to cut of that bank account. If y'all, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try and find out. They're going to find out, like you said, common law, marriage, and all that stuff. They're going to find out. So, or try and find out.
I would love to, like, believe in, like, the legality and stuff of marriage. I understand, like I said, the benefits. There are benefits.
Right.
But even though I try to just talk all my shit about the whole Dr. Dre situation, I still wouldn't want to be Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who wants to pay someone $300,000 every time you look at your bank account? I get tight every time I see Netflix take out $16.99 on my fucking bank account. I can only imagine seeing every month $300,000. Like, oh, god damn.
That's rough.
Every 30 days.
But it's just so hard. Like, I've been engaged before, you know, and I called it off just because, like, it's a big commitment to say, like, yo, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I could wake up tomorrow and want to be emo, and the next day be a hipster. Like, think I'm gonna like you tomorrow every day for the rest of my life? I don't know. It's really hard, but you know, it's like I was saying about the whole marriage thing. Like, if you take the love part out of it and you just decide to build with somebody, that's a different thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can love you. Loyalty is more important than love. Yeah,
facts. I always tell people I'd be much happier with like a life partner that I knew I could count on, rely on, and trust than getting married. You get what I'm saying? Like that the legalities don't really mean that much to me. It's knowing that you're somebody I could leave my money with, you know what I'm saying? Like that I can trust. I know if something happens to me, you're gonna have my back type shit, you know. So but yeah, so
and I don't want to say every girl wants to get married, but I would still, at the end of the day, as scared as I am, I would still want somebody to be like, damn, I'm trying to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yeah, it's got to be flattering. Yeah, it's definitely got to be a good feeling.
And
like we're optimistic.
Like NB said there, they said, I think you need the paperwork, which it does make sense because, like, there's probably a lot of situations where, you know what I'm saying, that the man may make a lot more money and the woman, you know what I'm saying, has his children and staying home. And in these cases, you know what I'm saying, if the man was just to up and leave, then she's like, you know what I'm saying, like it's over. Like she can't handle a lot of the stuff that she was able to handle with, you know what I'm saying, her partner. So like the paperwork is what kind of saves those situations.
That's true. That's essentially what it is. Yeah, so we're gonna move on. But wait, Clay, you good or it's 10 o'clock?
I mean, apparently
we just got 20 more minutes. That's it.
Yeah, apparently I'm still waiting. You know what I'm saying? These niggas running on.
You know, rapper time.
Yeah, rapper time. You already know. Studio time. Yeah. So
I should be valid as long as we don't go past 10:30.
Cool, got you. Just let me know. All right. So next subject. It's another one. It's been bugging me. Been confused, trying to figure out what's going on. So we're gonna talk about. We could talk about interracial. I thought we did that before. Specifically, I want to talk about Black women or women of color dating white men. I don't know. I just want to know, like, what... I feel like I'm seeing this a lot more now. This is becoming like a very open thing, which is cool, whatever. But what I'm wondering is, what is the appeal here? Especially that I see some girls with certain white guys that look like, I'm like, bro, why this guy?
Okay. I don't want to generalize because we know that's not fair.
Right. Yeah.
But I will say for a long time, and I'm speaking from a light-skinned, curly-haired girl's perspective, that I've watched a lot of Black men, especially younger. As I got older, it got different, but younger, choose white and Spanish girls over Black girls.
But the question is though, what is the appeal of Black women to white men? I didn't ask about what Black.
But I'm saying cause and effect. It's just.
Oh, so in other words, you're saying that what we're seeing is basically like a retaliation of some sort, or
not necessarily like I want to get back at you, but you don't want me, so I'm gonna go on the market and see who does.
I think one thing I'll say, as far as Black men can't really give Black women a hard time for doing that because how much you guys been doing it as well. I understand there's a different stigma because of like our history, but mind you, our history, white women were just as corrupt at certain times towards Black men and caused a lot of Black men to get killed, a lot of the situations as well, accusing rape allegations and different things like that, and still part of certain issues. So I don't really look at it as far as like, it's a vote on both ends. It's like, it's your preference at this day and age. Because nowadays we are amongst different races everywhere we go, you know, and it's not as racist. It's not as stereotypical as before. So it gives us the chance to really get to know other races' personalities, to get to know other people. So that's how it works.
I do want to add one more thing to that, because although that is one aspect of what it is just like options.
Right.
But what contributes to the options too is, you know, I mean, just statistically, if you look at Black men, we're going to have a lot harder time finding our Black men, one, because they date outside their race a lot. Two, because a lot of them are locked up due to conditioning. If you look at the jails, I mean, who are they filled with? Our men. Right. You know, there's so many other aspects, but I just feel like the options, there's Black men out there. There's Black men out there. I'm not going to say that. But I feel like the options that are left on the table, Black women are the #1 most educated people in America right now. The options, I'm not saying that Black men aren't educated, but I'm just saying the way that society has set things up, I think it affects that now, and conditioning, because the media promotes that. If you look at any commercials right now, you're going to see about 85% interracial couples.
And not only that, to back up your statement a little bit more, and I hate that I'm saying this, but like, the world gone soft. We all know that. And when you think about the world gone soft, it's always been looked at as a Black woman as being like, you know, like for the most part, like an aggressive woman, because they know what they want. They're more intellectual. You know, they're just stronger beings when it comes to women for the most part. And for the most part, niggas is intimidated by that, especially when a nigga don't got his mind right and he don't even know what he wants. So
like soft niggas.
Yeah, soft motherfuckers run from Black women, in my opinion.
Now Black men out here painting their nails right now. I don't know what's going on. No disrespect to y'all.
Disrespect to me. I don't do that shit.
I don't do that shit.
You know, a little clear polish getting your manicure. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, no, that's different.
When you got a full set better than mine, I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Yeah, see that
that's
different.
What I'm saying. I mean, I could like, this is my thing. I feel like, especially because personally, I think white men fetishize Black women, and that's like, you see them as like trophies and stuff like that.
I think it's like the same thing with white women.
To an extent, because all right, for example, whenever I hear like a Black guy specifically saying like, "Oh, I do not date Black girls XYZ," I just be like, "Man, you just stupid." You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, "You just a dumb nigga that's confused or whatever." But I feel like it be smart Black women that know what they doing that choose to like date white men. It's like, I look at it more as disrespectful, because it's like, we gonna date this white nigga when there's like, I understand Black niggas ain't shit right now, whatever, but there's no Black guys that you even try. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like when you bring home a seed. You can say like, yeah, you didn't fail, but you
gotta deal with the cards that's dealt, bro. That's
because you have to see, if you say the same thing for the women, you have to say the same thing for the guys. Like, how do you expect us to feel like when we're actually looking for our Black male and like, yo, we want this Black man, and all them like, nah, I don't date Black girls.
I've seen Black
first white person that sagging their pants.
Real talk.
That weird.
Just a random number. How much Black guys have in your life personally have you actually heard say, "No, I do not. No way do I date Black girls"?
I could tell you quite a few.
Yeah, Wellington probably
OD with it. So they don't date Black girls for real?
Yeah, that's Wellington.
That's Wellington.
Like,
that's probably.
All right, so boom. For example, you said Wellington.
I won't say not date, but they always. I will say 65 to 70% of the time, I hear the preference is Spanish girls. And then with that,
I consider them
it opens the door for
not white girls.
And I'm not gonna hold you. Some people, they won't even say, "Hey, I only want Black girls or white girls." They'll just do it with their actions. You know, some guys aren't gonna say, "Hey, I only."
They'll
want
have
white
sex
girls.
with Black girls.
Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But they won't like be publicly be.
They're not gonna couple, and they're not gonna be like, "Oh, I prefer any other race," but you're gonna show like every girlfriend you had was either Spanish or white. You know, that happens. So it's just like.
That's true, but it's like how
are we supposed to react to that? We're just supposed to take it and then just keep fishing.
I'm not gonna give Black men
and that's why I'm like,
I just feel like I've seen it way more. Like, unless I'm just not noticing this shit, I feel like I'm just seeing way more Black girls walking around with like some lame looking white dude, and that's another thing why I don't like about it. Right? A Black girl standing for a Black nigga will be up here. The nigga gotta be like, but for a white nigga, it'll be like. He could be like this.
My son could be wearing Hollister.
Yeah, nigga could be wearing some corny ass shit, or not even taking care of himself, got crust in his eyes and shit like that. And it's like, because the nigga's white, you fucking with him?
How about when us girls have to see our fine, tall black man with Becky with the air. I don't
be seeing that much though these days, bro. And I feel like it must
be the big old itty big piggy, and then like he like.
No. G shit though, that is true. Like niggas clearly lower their standards significantly when it comes to dating white women for some reason. Like I done seen niggas with some white women. I'm like, why? Like I don't get it, but whatever. But
it just looks like they're successfully doing what they set out to do, which was to separate us. And there's people fighting the good fight.
Bro. I'm not feeling that. I don't like that. Like
me neither. I feel like there's people who's fighting the good fight.
What's the good fight?
I feel like there's people that, like for me, it got so bad at one point for me, but I stayed in my relationship with my children's father because my revolution was maintaining my black family. If I could do that, I'd beat the system, bro. And it was hard. It didn't work.
But you shouldn't sacrifice your mental health and like your happiness to say, because in turn your family might be happier with you guys being separated. You get what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of families that stick together for however many years and it's just traumatizing. You feel me? So sometimes that's the better decision.
I totally agree, which it ended up being, and that's why it is what it is today. But I think though sometimes,
man, I think these people just be wanting some like light skin mixing with the babies or something. And I agree with that completely. We give up too easy. Like you cannot date one black guy or one black girl and decide that because that went south, I'm not dating it within my race for the rest of my life.
That's a real immature way of thinking.
Yeah, that's like so. To me, that's like you was already leaning towards that. You were just waiting for something to happen to use that as an excuse.
It's probably like just preferences as well too. Like, hate to say people have types. Hate to say people like certain things.
Like, I don't know if you there's this dude that used to be like he used to be like a, I don't guess you would call like a host or something for BET. His name's like Torre, or I don't know how you say it, Torre or some light skin dude. And he's like one of those, he's a real advocate for like, the black movement and all this, He'd be on Instagram going ham with it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is cool. But then like I seen him posted and his wife is like some white lady and his kids are like some mixy white looking kids. And I'm just like, and I commented, I'm like, bro, why you be like jacking it so much?
I know you're talking about.
Like black woman. And he responded and was like, and obviously his fan base just fucking murdered me. And he responded and was like, like you just said, he was just like, you can't hope you like who you like or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. That's cool. But I just couldn't be like, it's like you trying to tell people, look at this. But in the other hand, you doing this. You get what I'm saying? It's like a sleight of hand trick. Like, I don't like that shit. Like,
I don't know. The only reason like people could advocate for our community as well as I hate to say, like, how about if someone was in their rally that was a different race and they just clicked. I can't knock someone for just caring for who they care for,
True.
That's true.
I feel all of this, but like I said, to me in my world, don't cancel me, white people. Okay, I love y'all still. Understand
people can't cancel
what's going on right now, but that is the revolution to me. Like making more black babies.
It's amazing. Like, shouldn't that be the goal?
How could you say you're for black people if you're not
even trying to make black babies? It don't even make sense to me, dog. Like,
I got you. I love you. I appreciate the good fight, brother. But don't come, telling me
facts.
You can't be jacking that like, black be black, and you're not even trying to create a black family or have a black family. It don't make no sense. Yeah. And again, there are people, I realize, because I've had this discussion many times, there are people who were literally, I guess, turned away by their race. There's girls and guys that grew up in high school. You know what I mean? Like, it's the way it is. So for those people, maybe it's different. But there's some people where it's like, you can't tell me there aren't a bunch of black guys trying to talk to you. You can't tell me there aren't a bunch of black girls trying to talk to you, and you're not literally choosing to not date within your race. I think that's just corny. You know what I mean? Like, and not for no like religion.
They have to settle if the black people that are choosing them aren't the black people the people they want.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. I feel like it's a difference. To me, there's a thin line between settling and patience. Some people just don't have patience. Maybe right now there's no black person or within your race that you're fighting, but you mean to tell me your whole entire life, you come on, like like you said, hang in there, bro. Don't think just because the last person you dated was, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I just feel like you never know who you're gonna see. Like, it's really a small world, regardless of where you at. People travel, people visit places. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you're gonna see. So
right.
Yeah,
and
there's a difference.
And I said before too, one thing that I will say as far as like the interracial dating thing, I noticed that when it's like when it's a white man and he's, you know, seriously like dating a black woman or married to a black woman, they tend to take more of a authentic interest in the culture and trying to learn things. 9 times out of 10, when a black guy's dating a white girl, she just kind of like just wants to fuck a black guy. Like she don't really care about learning anything about. And I think that's important too, because the reason
opposite.
You think it's the opposite? You think white girls more? You say like you think like white girls more so try to act. I'm not talking about trying to act black. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like, you know, when you got them white girls that be.
I'm talking about accepting the culture.
So you mean like you saying like white guys normally from what you see don't accept the black?
Well, I'm thinking like more of a long-term relationship, like
a
long-term relationship, like if a black man has, or like let's say an islander, like a Jamaican or Haitian has their kids in the household, and they end up having kids with this white woman. I think the white woman will try to adopt the Haitian culture a little bit more, or the Jamaican culture.
Yeah, you tend to see that. That's a big
like,
I get.
But if it was more of a like a white man with a black one, or Haitian or Jamaican, I think just because he's the head of the household, he doesn't want you to start speaking Creole amongst him, because he's not going to try to learn Creole or Jamaican, because it's like looked down upon. Like, why do I?
Although I have seen a couple men on TikTok who have West Indian wives, and they're like heavily invested, and you would be surprised, like the fact that you'd be like, nigga, how did you get this Haitian wife or this Bahamian wife or this like Bayesian wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's possible, but it's less likely.
No, I think it's possible, but it's like
it is less likely though.
Are we going to still speak Creole, or as far as like, or patois, are we going to try to teach our kids that? You know, I feel like it's a little bit more adopted when it's the men who's like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I agree. It's less likely of it being more accepting if the male is the more dominant in the white person. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Do you think it should be like, say, not even like white or black, but say like you're half, say you're like half Dominican, half Haitian, or like half Puerto Rican, half Haitian. Do you think it's important that the children know both Spanish and Creole? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say it should be 50-50.
Trilingual kids, we English, Spanish, Creole. Facts. We're learning it all. Like,
facts. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's definitely important. I feel like the more you could teach your kids, why not?
Yeah. And especially when it comes to language, they say when you're like from a young age up until 2, it's like the most important time to speak all those different languages to kids, because they'll just absorb it like a sponge. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I think in general, kids with that, you know, have different parents, come from different countries and stuff, they're just in general more cultured. Like they just they're more down to earth, have a better understanding of like, you know, the earth and stuff like that. But shout out to the American kids too. Ain't no wrong being American.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with only knowing how to be American.
Facts. All right. So I mean, as far as that's what we're gonna talk about with that. Unless y'all have anything else, I'm gonna talk to the ladies about what they got going on. Anybody got anything they want to talk about specifically, or
I'm good.
Nah, I mean, just I got a new video coming out. For all my single Always Something that I had dropped about a year or so ago. Finally got the video coming out. So coming out this Friday. So just make sure y'all check out for it. And you done know Stream Universe for the Don, and Stream Bring Your Body for the MC.
Got you. Let me just, for Rachel said something. I dated one white guy in high school. Let's just say we couldn't relate. I hated being questioned all the time about my culture. That's kind of funny. Do you think that's offensive? Like, if to me, it would be like how they're asking. If you're dating someone
like that,
like, you know what I mean, like shit like that.
How do you get your hair to do that?
I'd imagine that would get annoying as fuck.
Those are ditzy white people.
Yeah, because I feel like if I was white, I would just know, like, don't ask. Like, just, you know what I mean? Unless they bring it up, like, don't ask. But, bro, I done seen so much white people, like, especially with the hair thing, bro. They're, like, really fascinated about the process of, just, I guess, especially black girls and their hair in general. Like, I've seen white people just reaching to touch, asking.
Touch it for me. Like, oh, my gosh. Is this real? How do you do it?
Like... I worked at the office with this girl, and she would like get weave and stuff like that. But we worked in an office that was predominantly like white people would be in there. And like one day her hair would be like this, like she would have like braids or something, and the next day she'd have like a full straight. And they would dead ask dumbass questions like, how did your hair get like that between yesterday and today? And you're
magician?
Yeah, boy.
You a magician?
Man, you people are really dumb. Like how is this a question?
I think that's very important. Like, it is about the delivery, you know, with anything in communication, whether we, you know, whatever we're talking about.
And don't just reach out to like touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
Same thing with like raising the kids and stuff. Like, do you really like me if you're not willing to learn my culture? So, and to be able to respect the people in my culture, I should educate you because I don't want to have to save you from no ass whoopings.
Yeah, but I feel like at the age we at now, they better be educated enough where I don't have to tell them certain shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You got the internet.
You would hope, but I don't think you should expect because, you know, especially white people who have lived in their world, you know, that they've created for all of us.
Very true. Social media, but social media is a very powerful thing, so they should know to some extent.
Yeah, they should know, especially if you're gonna choose to date someone outside of your race. You know, which is why, like I said, for me, I could never see myself seriously dating, especially a white girl, because I just feel like there'd be too much of a cultural difference. And I'd feel uncomfortable.
Well, and that depends. I'm gonna say that depends because Jay and Don, they know I used to date a white girl and she grew up in the hood, so it was.
That's
easy
what
to
I'm
relate to
saying.
her, you know
It's different like that. It's different like that because especially if they got parents where they're, you know, their parents are also used to being around black people, so they're not gonna ask you. But
so they weren't weird when I came around.
Like, but you can imagine. I'm sure there's some people that date white people, and once they get around the family, it's just like,
big culture difference, yeah.
Awkward looks,
I have a
eyebrows.
question.
Yeah.
You dated a white girl because we were talking about this.
I knew the question was coming. I fucking knew it. I knew it. God damn it! I set my damn self up.
Because I've noticed a lot through social media, music, especially locally. A lot of people are getting nigga passes. If you date a white girl, she from the hood. Did she get a nigga pass?
Did she get to call you my nigga?
She actually never said.
Especially if people are calling.
She never said it. She never once said it.
I don't think she's probably said it like repeating what somebody else said, but she's never.
You never heard her say it. You never heard.
Yeah, I've never heard her say it like talking to her friends or even talking to me. She's never been like my nigga. Nah, she's never been like that. Nah. Like she might repeat it if she's repeating what somebody else saying, but I would never hear her say it.
We gotcha. We spoke about this on an episode before, but let me ask the ladies, how as the nigga pass, what is the extent of this nigga pass?
We did talk about this before.
Because like I said, I you know, not to repeat it, but I used to chill with Cleon and his friends, and he had some friends who were Indian. They weren't white or black, whatever, but they were like mostly Indian or like, right? Like that's what they were.
They were Indian.
And they used the damn word more than I do. You get what I'm saying? And they used it a lot. And they did it openly, public, like, you know, especially, you know how there's people that use the word, they'll kind of test it out and they'll see when they say it, they're like, if nobody says nothing, then they're like, all right. And then they just kind of, you hear them saying it more and more. How do y'all feel? Like, do y'all think Indians and Spanish people should be able to say this? So like, what do y'all, who's the cutoff for this?
All right. So in my world, I want to say that any non-white person, it's safe for.
What about Italians?
They're white to me.
Okay.
Because if they walk into a room with other white people,
you talking about how you
and black people are in the room, they're gonna go on the white side.
Ooh, what about Cubans?
Them too, but not all of them, because they have black Cubans, they have white Cubans, and to me that's like conditioning. So this is the gray area I was about to say, because some of those people, when you're in a room and white people aren't in the room, then they'll turn around and use that word in another way.
Right,
that's true.
Right.
So it's kind of a safe space.
You want me to keep it 100 though? To be real with you, if you told me I had a white friend, and he told me that him and his other all white friends, when they're chilling by themselves, they drop that word once in a while, I would be less upset than hearing him just use it around me and black people, just feeling like he's so cool, like he could just use it. You get what I'm saying? Because at least if
you're okay for him to do it in private, just not
if you doing it around with your little white friends, you know ain't nobody gonna whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I see why you doing that. But when you white and you around black people, and you're like, yeah, nigga, it's crazy. I just be like, yo, the fuck? Like, this nigga really think he think niggas gonna whoop his ass, huh? Like, that's why he feels so brave, because you know what I'm saying?
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? As black people, I feel like we need that respect. You feel me? Not so like, yo, we're banning you from this word. Like, I think it's more of, yo, we need that respect. Like,
Don't say it in front of me.
Yeah, don't,
like you're I'm not gonna drop 5 F-bombs in front of my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Not even just don't say it in front of me. Like, because I do know some white people who do say it, right? And like if they're all the time, it's not like offensive to me. Like they're not saying, "Oh, you're nigger this" or "nigger you fuck you nigger." Yeah. They're not saying it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
so you think it's only offensive in that way if they're saying it at you.
Yes. But what I was gonna say is like, say I brought that person around, you know what I'm saying, some other black people, like this person better know, like you better switch that shit up. Do that. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I'm the white guy, I'd be like, hey, EJ.
I'll be like, that's that.
When I say shit around
you, I say when I say shit around you, you don't say shit, nigga. So don't get mad at me when I go say it on the people.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Hold on, EJ, wait, pause. Not to interrupt you. What if he says, but EJ, real quick, what if he says, like, say one of your black friends say, yo, what's up? Why you saying that? You crazy? And he goes, well, I say it in front of him all the time, and he never says anything to me.
Exactly. That's why I said we need that respect, especially when it comes to that word. Like, I pretty much, if I'm with you, like I'm the owner of that word. Like, so if you, whenever you say it, I should approve.
I'm leasing it to you.
Exactly. Where and when you can say that. So if you come with me around some other dudes, and you say that shit, I just
don't know if that's safe though.
It's not.
Because
it's not safe. You gonna get some white niggas killed.
It's not safe. It's not safe, and because that was the people who put that word into the sense to use it on how it's, how it was used. Nah, because the way you guys invented it is not right. So you don't get to use it. We reinvented it, remixed it, bitch, it's our shit. No.
That's why I said we own it. You feel me? But like,
what about?
That's why I respect the cliques that got the white boy in there, and the white boy know not to say.
But even if he hood as fuck, like
even if he hood as like I won't say that shit. Yeah.
But so what about the? And we don't try to speed past because I want to end this quick. But there's a situation where this country singer, right, very predominant country singer. I think this happened like a year ago. So during COVID, a video came out where he was hanging with some friends of his. They were allegedly very drunk. His friend was on the floor. I guess his friend was like really fucked up. His friend's girlfriend comes, and the country singer is like saying to the girlfriend, like, yeah, you got to get this nigga some help. Get this nigga to the hospital. Get this nigga to the hospital. And so the video goes out. TMZ puts it out. He gets dropped by his label. He gets dropped by, he has to donate. He apologizes publicly. He donates all this money to the Black Music Foundation, whatever. But his fans were super angry because they're like, bro, y'all niggas don't even listen to our music. You don't support us at all. So why should he have to apologize to a community that does not support him in any kind of way and then and be responsible for how they feel about it? In that situation, while I don't agree with his use of the word, I understand how his fans were saying. Because I would be very tight if a Black artist who white people don't support in no type of way did something that upset the white community and he was forced to apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you don't contribute, because come on, we all know Black people don't listen to country music. Like that's you hear Black people listen to rock music before you listen to the niggas listening to straight up country.
There's two things with that.
Go ahead.
It's just like, regardless, when you're in a public eye, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet, because there for those two white Black people who do listen to him. My mom is one of them.
Your mom, she likes country music.
That's why I'm over here like, nah, nigga, you wrong.
Listen, look, I'm just telling you, my whole life, when you raised around niggas, I never like. Rare. I couldn't tell you the radio station.
I ain't gonna lie, upstate New York, they be bumping
country.
The
other thing as well is when Black people give your white homeboy or white friend you get the nigga pass, and then now you got comfortable saying nigga because
that's how he ended up in that situation.
It gets, you see.
But that's why I said that's why they gotta be smarter than that. You gotta know, like, if I give you the nigga pass, nigga, you say nigga to me.
Because there's always gonna be that fine line, you know what I mean? And if it's comfortable over here, why wouldn't it have the opportunity to slip over?
And now we drunk, we always say it.
Because I think that was one of the things he had said to like one of his the media too, was like, it's a word that I use with my friends of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, other people have said it around me so much that I hear it in the music I listen to all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of their biggest excuses when white people use this word, is that they hear it in rap music or whatever. But
I should stop saying that.
They should. but I always tell people too, we have to hold the rappers and musicians to,
it is true,
accountable to a certain extent,
Because mind you, if you bumping your favorite song, you're just gonna automatically, okay, I'm white, so I can't bleep.
There's a lot of TikToks on that where there's songs going and they just like stopping it. I forgot what song, but they get quiet when nigga comes on. They're like, Yes.
but then sometimes you'll see videos of live shows like Lil Uzi or Playboy Cardi will have live shows, and they have predominantly white audiences, like white kids, and they'll just be screaming it, nigga, like they couldn't wait to get there and say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's probably.
And I think at that point, that's when the artist should stop and be like, all right, y'all, like. I appreciate the whole
momentum of the song.
I just say it at your own risk, bro. I'm not handing out no passes. Say it at your own risk. Might not cancel you. I might not be the one to punch you in the face today.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you're technically giving these people the nigga pass, but you're saying like, yo, like careful, like when you use this word, like I'm not gonna knock your ass out about it, but somebody out there may.
It might be an issue because how about if you gave your homeboy the nigga pass, and then now your other homeboy want to beat his ass, and now you gotta protect him.
Yeah, because
what I'm saying is when I get around other niggas, don't go dropping niggas. Don't say that.
Yeah. So EJ, what you doing though? Are you defending your white homeboy? You like, look, nigga, I told you not to use that.
That's
shit.
exactly what I'm saying. I'll be like, bro.
Yeah, I'll protect him, but I'll be like, I warned him.
Yeah, be like, listen, I told you, you can say that around me, not these other niggas. They'll knock your ass out.
Niggas will really get tight about that shit, bro. But I feel like, to be honest, I've never, in every situation I've heard a white person use it around black person, I ain't really never heard nobody correct them or say like, yo, chill. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it would be kind of awkward, I guess, but it's like, that's the reason why they say it. Because ain't nobody ever told them like, bro, don't say that, bro.
I've been,
and that's the thing. I think you could just, it's the delivery too, because people are expecting you to, punch somebody in the face when they say nigga.
How would you?
Like, bro, chill. You say that you're saying that a lot right now. Just chill, bro.
Yeah. No, I've heard of.
I've heard for real. For me,
I've heard somebody actually confront somebody about that. Like it was like mid conversation. It was like, hold on, I don't feel comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And the funny thing is that you say it, but even if you correct them, they're not gonna stop saying it in general. They're gonna talk to other people.
But most times they'll stop and respect. They'll respect the fact that
right, unless they straight up crazy.
And the fact that you said it to them, I think it's gonna like be in their subconscious now. It's like, okay.
Oh damn, maybe I shouldn't say nigga in front of everybody like this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll make them uncomfortable, I guess, because like I've been in situations where I was telling like like I said, I worked with someone who was black. We were the only two black people, but we would go to lunch and stuff with the white girls. And when me and her would talk to each other, I at least would use the word, but I could kind of feel the uncomfortableness in the air every time I said it. Like, ooh, like you can hear them wince, like keep saying that word.
Every time you say
and when it's like a night time. Yeah, like. So after a while, I just like, all right, let me stop saying it, right? Even though I'm talking to another black person, let me stop saying it because clearly it's making them feel some type of way. Do you think that we should stop because it makes them uncomfortable too, or like fuck them, like this, it's our word type shit?
It's just hard enough.
It's hard not to say it sometimes. It's hard
not to say it, but I feel like as long as we mindful, you know what I'm saying? As long as you being mindful and trying not to say it, but I ain't gonna lie, if there's a situation or something I'm trying to explain and I gotta say it.
I'm saying it, bro. Yeah, I'm like, bro, these niggas is tripping. Like,
these niggas is tripping.
It's just like guns. Like they're not going anywhere. They're here, but you better know how to use them. Like how and when to like pull that trigger if that's the position you in.
Time on, please.
All right, so that was a great conversation. Hit those topics. Clay, I know you still good? Still good?
Yeah.
All right, because this is gonna be
you're dealing with some niggas. You're dealing with niggas.
Yeah, I'm dealing with niggas. You know you did. So, all right, so we gonna talk to the girls about what they got going on. Yeah, so first off, I want y'all to explain or just talk to us briefly about the whole that SoFlo movement, what y'all are trying to do, your goals, what you're trying to accomplish. Tell us what's up.
So, that SoFlo is a production media brand. It started off as that was the name of our rap group.
Yeah.
And then as we were finding ways to like market and expand and get ourselves out there, it grew into okay, we rap, but we're also very multi-talented and have a lot of information and knowledge on how we even got here because we do a lot of our own production. We do a lot of our own recording, videos, creative direction, everything. So we kind of just took all of those talents and said, okay, from rap group to entire brand, this is what it's going to be. And it's grown into like events. We have a production studio. We're starting a podcast that's about to get streamed on Super Jams Radio.
Sure. So, that's big. That's good. Lit. And speaking of like events, I've been to two or three of you guys' events. And lit, like y'all definitely got a crowd, y'all got an audience, Y'all got vendors, people that's out there doing what they do. How important would y'all say it is to what y'all do as far as like having connections and knowing people and having a voice in your city and where you're from? Like, do you think that's like important, or is that what y'all try to do, or y'all just like, well, whoever comes, it is what it is?
It's working towards the ultimate goal, regardless, like we started in the city because this is our city. This is what molded us,
Right.
So we're always going to put on for our city, but it's the goal. We have to network with other people in order to expand. And I think that's what our main focus is, expanding outside of the city as well, but representing for Palm Beach everywhere we go. We're about to do the pop-up. We're going to be like, Palm Beach is in here. Oh, that's so cool. I think that's why the name became about too, because it's like, yo, we're going to represent for Palm Beach, but that's so flow. We're Florida born and raised. This is us, this is how we're going to be. So we're going to represent it. So every time we go somewhere, where we're from. I think definitely where it comes back to.
Got you. So in other words, it's not, although it's that's so flow, it's not contained in South Florida or Palm Beach. Y'all trying to do this like international, like y'all just taking Palm Beach everywhere y'all go, just bringing it that vibe.
Yeah, networking in itself is the way that we get, because sometimes when you're manifesting, it's not about manifesting the money to do it. It's manifesting the situation, the person.
The dedication, like the motive.
Yeah, so it's definitely, networking is probably number one, because we can invest in a bunch of stuff, but if we don't have people to share it with, like, what good is it?
I hate to sound cliche, but what they always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
Very true.
Facts,
Very
bro.
true.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, I really respect y'all movement and what y'all got going on, because, like, I obviously I was born in New York and stuff, but I lived in Palm Beach for a very long enough. And it's one of the, I tell people all the time, it's probably out of everywhere I've been in other countries, it's one of the places in the world that has like the most talent, most dedicated people, most people that's with the hustle, like they're not playing, but it's not on the map. And I feel like it's just the lack of people from Palm Beach. You more so got people trying to get out of Palm Beach and leave it behind, as opposed to people that's trying to like expand the vibe of Palm Beach and put it on the map. And y'all are one of the few groups that I've seen as of recently that's actually trying to bring the vibe outside of the city. Is that, you know what I'm saying? So would y'all say that's what y'all trying to do?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Because even like when I saw, because we're about to do our pop-up in New York this month, I saw when I was promoting it, it's so Florida. And they're like, when people are reacting to me and they're talking, they're like, yo, we can't wait for this vibe. So even though we're going to New York, like you said, we're bringing the Florida vibe out. We're expanding outwards. We're not leaving to come back and bring something here. People do that every day. We're the freaking snowbird state of America.
That's a fact.
So people do that every day. I want to take what we've created here and show y'all, this is why y'all moving here. This is why y'all retire here. This is why you vacation here.
Because one thing I'll say, like there's a lot of artists who came out of Palm Beach that like probably are on a mainstream scale, but it's just the fact that I'm not gonna say they quit to forget, but it's a matter of
I know what you're saying. They're not repping it like how they should, and I think it's mostly because it's not.
ATL rappers are from ATL, even if they millionaires,
and even if they're living in Texas, New York, they're gonna
people from Chicago saying they from Atlanta.
And that's what I'm saying, because and that's why I think it's just the stigma of Palm Beach, where people is like, look, I'm trying to put this place behind me. I ain't even going to, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, let me be proud of where I'm from and say like, yo, this is Palm Beach. You get what I'm saying? So, and I feel like the more artists like y'all that do that and embrace Palm Beach and trying to bring it out, is the more successful it's going to be. And which brings me to, like, we're talking about the New York situation next week. So me and Clay is out here in New York. I know I'm for sure gonna be out there in Brooklyn checking it out. I'm in Brooklyn like every week, so I know when next week, and the 31st is my birthday too. Let's not forget that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Shit.
Hey,
we out there.
I'm gonna be on when y'all see me, I'm gonna be on 100 out there. So I already know.
No cap. If I wasn't going to LA next month with you, I would definitely 100% be down.
Just jump on it, because I already know y'all gonna turn up out there in Brooklyn. Like even the spot y'all doing it at, I'm familiar with it, and the niggas, so I already know like people's gonna be out there. So tell us about it. Like, what exactly is it? Is it gonna be like an artist showcase? Is it just gonna be like a pop-up, a mixer? Like, what exactly is gonna be the vibe?
Back in New York.
It's the same vibe. Like you said, we expanding. I'm trying to keep the same thing. We got vendors. It is a showcase, but if you ever, like, you've been to the Kickback, you're going to watch some live performances, but you're definitely going to feel like it's a party.
Gotcha.
You're not like standing there watching performer after performer at some live show.
We seen you do that at the first event that I had performed at when I had flew out there. When y'all had did that show, I see that like y'all keep the crowd going even in between. Like there's no downtime of just hearing some random music play. Like Sunshine, you be doing your thing.
The hosting skills.
The hosting skills is on point. And then even when she's taking
a break, Bree be picking it up.
But then even Bree would pick it up and she be having your back. Like your energy back and forth is just there. So
I just be trying to stay on the DJ. She'd be like, Bree, say something. I'm like, I'm playing the music.
Yeah, bro. Facts. I can't wait to see that energy in New York and Brooklyn next week for sure. But also, so with that too, talk about the music. Y'all's music. So when we was out there, I seen y'all. I don't know I forget what it's called, but there was one song that y'all performed. I think like a couple of times. I guess that's like y'all single right now. Y'all have a name? Like what's the name of it?
There's like three that we performed.
Okay. Yeah. It was one that everybody kind of knew though. I feel like it was one that y'all like. Yes.
I thought it was.
Oh, here we go with the N-word that we were just talking about. Okay, it's either all right. So we got one called "Fuck a Nigga Get a Bag."
I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
But then you got "If a nigga talking shit, tell that boy to get his bag up."
That one.
That's the one everyone sings to. They know the other two for sure, but that's the one
catch you just like.
Yo, that's the track I was literally referring to earlier when I was like, "Yo, people sing our songs word for word, and we haven't even put it out yet." It's so exciting.
Bro, I remember I heard it that one time, and I was on the way home. I was saying, like, "Niggas need to get their bag." I'm in the car. That was like one of the few songs I remembered. I was like, okay,
it had a catchy cadence. That's a fact.
No, keep that in the chance.
I'm not gonna hold y'all though. It's been getting revamped, remixed, redone so many times, but I think this is our last round.
Yes, and
y'all made like an official joint, like
it's in the last little mixed tweakies.
It's just getting its final touches put on it, and then y'all gonna get all the works.
That's a banger. Y'all definitely need that one's gonna be a banger. That's gonna be like an anthem type shit. I could tell. But so with the music though, is the last thing I'm gonna ask is what's the music goal? Do y'all have like, I think you had mentioned earlier, I got some other songs that y'all haven't put out. Do y'all want to focus on that, or y'all kind of put that on the back burner to do the, like the promotion thing and stuff? Like what's the music deal?
Yeah, we're going to roll out a whole campaign for the mixtape. So that's going to be like, first and foremost, we're definitely trying to get that before it's cuddle season again.
Right.
Get that out there before then. Because it's
the fall, man.
We
hit you with a little song.
It's definitely going to be out before then. But that's just like, because she has a very like wavy. I
feel like I'm a little like, I have an old school soul, but at the same time, my sound is kind of more modern. When Sam has that old school vibe, but it just she makes it modern.
Got you.
So like together we come together and we make awesome like party tracks, and the combination is amazing. And even some other stuff that's not party, but it's very conscious. And then so I feel like after the mixtape part and we run through that campaign, you're definitely gonna look out for at least a single from us. We're gonna probably be doing some like mixtape things underground, like just throwaway mixtape stuff. But definitely our albums are next. The mixtape campaign runs through, and then we want to kind of show you who we are individually as well, because That's So Flow, like I said, is a rap group, but it takes makeup too.
Right, too. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I'm a movement by myself.
We're together, right?
Honestly, I feel like with our music, it's just like we could come together and it'll be such a different style, but individually our styles are like completely left and right. It wouldn't even sound like you wouldn't even make together and do something like that, and then like it just
so separately we have
that track. That track is the same track where you guys like y'all doing like patois and Creole on it, right? That's the same one, or
they got a couple of them Johns like that. I ain't gonna lie, they got a couple.
Yeah, because I remember that too. I was like, this is the first track I ever heard Creole and patois on the same song.
I be trying to
they said that too at the show. They said.
Well, yeah. But I don't remember ever hearing that shit like on the
for real.
track like
I don't think I ever heard any, and I DJ.
Yeah, so
Yo, no cap, like Haitians and Jamaicans, it used to be beef. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like, when have you ever heard some patois and Creole?
And hate to say, a lot of other races, they don't really like make mashup songs together. They'll make a English and Spanish, English and patois.
Right.
But they're not gonna mash up Spanish and patois. You know, it's like you don't see that too often. So I think that might be like a thing. You know,
maybe patois in Spanish you hear sometimes, but it's usually remixed and
but patois and Creole,
never. I
couldn't name one.
Y'all was the first. Y'all got it. Y'all was the first.
And there was the Fuji, so I don't know how it didn't happen, but
word.
They never took it all the way to the Caribbean.
They never really But for sure, definitely looking forward to the music that y'all gonna drop as much as I'm looking forward to this kickback next week. So yeah, I'm gonna if y'all got anything else to say, I'm gonna say personally, thank y'all so much for talking with us for this 2 long hours and giving us y'all time and opinions and everything. So appreciate it. Y'all are welcome back anytime. I hope that we can have you on when you guys drop the music. We could talk about that too. So appreciate it. And go ahead, if y'all got anything else I want to say, let people know. Let them know what's up. Floor is yours.
Yeah, man, we just want to say thank you guys for having us. This was so much fun and so easy. Like, it wasn't like I felt like we were interviewing. We literally chopped it up. And
that's the vibe.
And be careful what you wish for, because we will be on your ass.
Good, that's right. We gotta keep POPup Podcast and that sofa. We gotta keep.
That's what I was gonna say, because we got a lot of things in the works. We was talking about an event as well. We talking about a film. I definitely want to get y'all.
Get y'all involved in that too. We working on a film. That's why it's gonna be Palm Beach.
We're going to LA.
Filmed in Palm Beach. Everything is gonna be Palm Beach. So
extra. We ready to
we're going to LA. We're trying to get things prepped up. We're going to LA. Get a few things prepped up.
Coming that's back. Awesome. No cap. Like, that has been the thing that we've been saying. Like, all these different endeavors we're working on, we know, like, we got them in the bag. But we are so excited to get into our acting bag. And we would love to do that stuff with y'all, because it is something that has been coming up.
It's been itchy, and it's so crazy because like every other day it's like Sunshine be like, yo, I want to act on it. And then there's my days I'm like, yo, I just want to act on some shit.
It's funny because
that's good to know, because me and Don be doing skits. So if we ever have any ideas, don't get shy when we ask y'all to jump in the skit with us.
The funny thing, I seen Sunshine. I seen you had was on your Instagram saying, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people or a lot of groups per se don't really collaborate and do a lot of things. And in my head, I was like, you're right, but I got something for you. And I wanted to tell you about the film thing. And I was like, you know what, we're going to do the POPup Podcast. So I let her know about that at that time. So
I'm so ready. That's one thing I want to see more from, definitely, in the city, because there's groups I reach out to, you know, and there's other collaborations that have happened behind the scenes that just didn't manifest all the way out. But at least the initial intention was there, because there's times where I see it's beef sometimes, you know, and it's just like, bro, I think that's where me and Bree can kind of be the glue, because we're a girl movement.
Right, so we can people are more
together.
Niggas be kind of ignorant when it comes to working with each other sometimes.
But that's
fucking egos.
Like, as far as the rap culture, which is like disheartening at times, because dudes are so pressed to be gangster instead of just like good artists.
Facts.
Making music, creative.
1000% facts. Yes, you right about that.
Facts.
Very true.
Yeah, bro. Let's not wait take these people's time no more. So before we go though, Rachel. Oh yeah, of course. Before we go though, Rachel beat me to it, but we gonna say, of course, happy birthday to the Don. Tomorrow is his birthday, or I guess in about an hour. 27,
28.
Shout out, and also I want to say today's Sharice's birthday. Shauna Sharice, shout out if y'all watching. Happy birthday to Sharice. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday to all the July birthdays, the Leos. Right now it's Leo season. You already know. So
no, sir. You get the pass.
For sure. So
I guess.
I'm a Leo, so you feel me? I'm a rep for the Leos. I know we get a bad rep.
Cool. Now
we ain't gonna get into that, but you know. But yeah, bro. Everybody in the chat, thank you to everyone that stayed, was talking to us and watching us rant and all that. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all, ladies. Thank you so much, everybody.